Once upon a time, there was a king. There was a flower vase in king's room. One day, it happened that a servant was cleaning the king's room, and when he was cleaning the vase suddenly slipped from his hands and fell down and broke. That was the favorite vase of the king. So that servant got scared, and then quickly he has removed the broken vase pieces which fell down on the ground, and he threw it out. When the king came into his room, he saw his favorite vase was missing. Then he called the servant and asked about the missing vase. When the king asked about this, the servant was afraid, and he said like this, "Your Majesty, I took the vase to my home for cleaning." The king became angry and asked the servant to bring back his vase immediately. Then the servant, shivering with fear, thought he cannot hide the truth any more, and with respect he said to the king all the truth what happened about the vase which was broken while he was cleaning the vase. Then after listening to the truth, the king became very angry on that servant, and he sentenced the death penalty to the servant. The servant was shivering with fear and asked the king for forgiveness, but the king did not. The next day, when he went to his court, the king asked all his courtiers that, "Did you lie any time in your life?" Then after thinking for some time, all the courtiers said, "No, your Majesty, we never lied in our lifetime." There was a wise minister of the king. That minister said, "O great king, there can be no one who never lied even once in their lifetime." After listening to the minister who spoke this, the king became very angry because he said the exact opposite to all other courtiers. Then the king suspended the minister from his job. Then the minister went out of the court. But he was very much worried about the death sentence of the servant. After thinking the whole day, that minister got an idea. Then he immediately went to a goldsmith and asked him to make paddy out of the gold. Then after a day, he collected the paddy of gold and went to the court of the king quickly. But after looking at his suspended minister, the king became angry and ordered him to go out of the court. But the minister managed the situation and asked king's permission to speak about that gold paddy which was in his hands. After king's permission, the minister spoke to the king like this, "Your Majesty, yesterday when I was going to my home, I saw a monk. The monk gave me this paddy made of gold and said to plant this in a fertile land so that we can get so much of gold paddy from that given gold paddy." The king thought about it for some time and ordered all the courtiers and the minister to go to the fertile land, and he said that he will also come along with the courtiers the next day. The next day, the king, the minister, and all the courtiers reached a fertile land. Then the minister said to the king, "Let us sow this gold paddy and see whether the monk is right or not." Then the king asked the minister to plant the gold paddy given by the monk. But the minister rejected to plant, saying like this, "Your Majesty, the monk said that we will get gold only when a person who never said a lie in his lifetime plants that gold paddy in the field. Please order anyone of your courtiers to plant the gold paddy who never lied." Then the king ordered the courtiers to come forward and plant those paddy of gold who never lied. But no one of king's courtiers came forward to plant those gold paddy in the field. Then the king understood that no one is perfect here and lied never, and hence they were not coming forward to plant the paddy of gold. Then the minister gave those gold paddy to the king, saying that Your Majesty, no one here are truthful to sow gold paddy. You please sow this gold paddy in the field. Then the king said, No, minister, I cannot plant this gold paddy because I also lied so many times in my life. Then the minister smiled and said to the king, Your Majesty, there will be no one on this earth who never lied in their lifetime. I went to a goldsmith and got this gold paddy made by him. My aim was to make you understand that there will be no one who never told a lie on this planet. Now, my request to you is to release the servant who lied to you. He did say a lie, but that was only by the fear that you may arrest him and give punishment to him. Then the king understood, and he released the servant from death sentence and gave back the job to that minister. Friends, we often see the people who are lying to others, but telling a lie is not wrong if it is saving someone's life or if anything good is happening with that lie. In this story, the servant lied only because of the fear of the king that the king may punish him as he has broken the favorite vows of the king. If your children is weak in studies, the parents usually scold them. But if they behave like this, the child cannot improve in his studies, and because of the fear of the scoldings of their parents, the child may reject to go to the school and can never become a good student. But even if the child is poor in studies, the parents may say to that child that he or she is doing good in studies but still can be improved. And this small lie can improve their studies and build a confidence in them. And you may say to your child that there are many ways to improve their studies and say that he or she is not poor in studies and the only difference is that he is not concentrating on studies. The child can improve tenfold when his parents encourage him like this. On the contrary, telling lies to harm others is really bad and should not be tolerated. Telling lies to spoil others' life must be punished and should not be encouraged. And also, from this story, we must learn to forgive others if they do some wrongs unknowingly or knowingly to us. When someone repents for their lies and asks for forgiveness, we must always forgive them with full heart. These are the two things we must learn from this story.